All right, we're looking at the Monero to USD on the weekly coming from Kraken. Starting at 2017 in the $10-11 range. Steady climb with some jumps up to the all-time high of high 400s, 464 end of 2017, coming back down all the way to the end of 2018 around $45, and then back up to a little over 120, 115, back down to the 45 in the end of 2019, and then coming back up in 2020. Then, of course, March of 2020, we drop and start our current bull run all the way up to a recent high of 250s, and then right now we're sitting at about 224. And we had a lot of volume in March, and there's a lot of volume since December of 2020. The Bittrex delisting in here, and we've recovered from that and made gains. A lot of the average is still around 55, but then there's another support and resistance around 135, 155. Now we're just going up. Okay, so here's the 15-minute on the last 2 days, February 15th and 16th. Looks like we started out February 15th with a drop to around 218. Then we came up last night to around 230s. And then we dropped back down to the 211s today. But it looks like we're pumping up again to around 226 right now. Over here on the West Coast at about 5 p.m. So we're in for a ride here as we see what happens as we approach this resistance at about 228 for the last couple days. And we're checking back in a couple hours later, and we made it past that resistance of 228. It's kind of looking like that's going to be some support there. We went up all the way to 234, and we're at 232 now. 231. Looking good. Let's see if we can keep this up. Oh, wrecked. Not bad. Looking pretty good. Looks like we're up from that previous high. Not quite back up to the previous on the 14th, but we'll see what's next. We got that big 230, that big bar at 230. We're at 231, 232 now. We'll see how it goes. Just checking back in now, seeing how we progressed after that last test and 238 test, and we're going for it. And looks like a pretty good up run here, catching up 242 to about where we were when this run started 3 days ago. On the 13th. So yeah, we're at 243 right now, and it's looking good. Checking in again here. Last we were looking at the low 240s about midnight last night. This is the Monero USD 15-minute. After that, dropped a bit to the 240, touched 240, and we've been climbing all night into the early morning to the 252. Dropped for a second, and then back up to 254, dropping down a little bit, and then coming back at 249.5 right now. And we're still on the way up. Checking back in. 17th of February. It's about 2 o'clock now. And we're up, and we're up, and we're up at 261. jumped up to 265, 266, touched, and back down, settled at 262. It's quite a ride. Okay, and let's keep moving it down and over as the time ticks because we keep going up. We're jumped to 272, 273 and a half. Up, up, up. We're at like 25, 28% on the day. This is XMR USD on the 15 minute. Good volume. 273, 274 incoming. Looking good. And checking back in here on the West Coast, we're about midday on the 18th of February. Checking out the Monero XMR to USD on the 15 minute. And as we like to say, by that dip, here's where we're at now. The end of this last little run, we got all the way up to 276. Dropped a bit down to 262, back up to 270. Then we dropped down to 255, then up to 266. Now we dropped to 252. Okay, and we're back a little after 5 p.m. Pacific time here. Monero USD on the 15 minute coming in from Kraken. We're just looking at this recent dip of about 253, and now we're gone back up into the low 260s. It's looking pretty good. So we're just checking this little dip out from here down to here. That's a 7% dip. So if we're checking this dip out here, we had that average of about right there. So if we're checking this out right here, we had this average. It's about a 9% dip. And then we had 19, 18, 19% gain. Overall, though, up and down and up. And up and up. And so if you bought the dip, that 19% gain would actually be more like a 29%, almost 29% gain. So if we go ahead and zoom out a little bit here, back into January, we can look at the, all right, now we're zoomed out here a little bit, back to January, end of December, January 1st, with the Bittrex delisting. But we have an average in here of, 140s, 150s. So if we go ahead and take a little measurement here, yeah, we're up like 70% since the new year.